Hi everyone, welcome back to the Church of Judas Fairy Liberation Front, talking about TikTok of Oz, and talking about Judas replacing patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. I think it's good to talk about both of these things, and even though I do think it's good and helps to talk about both these things together, I still got distracted last time, so hopefully I'll stay on track today, and hopefully you'll find this is a reliably anti-Trump, anti-fascist YouTube live you can always trust for something useful about being anti-fascist and ending Trumpism. So I wanted to say thanks to everybody who's protesting Trump and planning to protest Trump for the No King's Day protest coming up tomorrow or day after tomorrow, I guess. And to welcome everybody to the Pillow Revolution. Pillow Revolution is the part we can do from bed, which we can do on our phones, which is a lot of it. We can overthrow tyrants worldwide. There's streets we can never take to in other countries where their tyrants need to be overthrown as well. And we can all do that together. I was musing about TikTok some before coming on this, thinking about how TikTok has been captured by Putin and Trump, and that's why you can't find really good anti-Trump content on TikTok. And at the same time, um, people will still get the benefit of TikTok. People will still see that TikTok is good and benefit from TikTok ways, even if it's not as anti-Trump as it can be. But here on YouTube, we are going to be as anti-Trump as someone can be, to the extent of replacing the systems that allowed Trumpism to arise in the first place. Replacing ending patriarchy, ending war, ending Trumpism entirely. And we can do that on a personal level for people that need to end Trumpism, but hopefully we'll talk to people who already are against Trumpism in their own life. And here we'll put the cat on the screen because the cat always draws viewers. Cat means viewers. But we did have some viewers earlier who said they would come back to the live. We'll see, because we'll only be live for about 7.5 more minutes. But we had viewers earlier that said they would return, and they were anti-Trump. So that's really who we're looking for. And really appreciate anyone anti-Trump in comments. Also, just talking about the Church of Judas to replace all patriarchy Christianity, to replace all churches, and TikTok, and the Oz prophecy to end all money and war. So both of these things have the goal of ending war. You may have noticed Church of Judas replaces patriarchy Christianity, war, and Trumpism, and Oz ends money and war. So I guess you could say they do it separate ways. Does anybody know why a cat headbutts you? Why does a cat headbutt? I guess a cat wants to be on screen again. Cat, you're on screen. You get viewers, so be on screen. If you're here for the cat is definitely here and here for you. But if you're here for TikTok of Oz, put O in the comments. If you're here for Judas, put J in the comments. Oh my gosh, the only comment, once again, the first comment has to be hidden for review. And it's just that guy. It's just that guy again. So if anybody else shows up to comment, then we can have a conversation. In the meantime, I will be ignoring the Trump Boutonnieres comments because I've already warned them that it's unwise to comment in an anti-Trump live, especially a witch's anti-Trump live, where they're currently doing magic against Trump. So, and we'll only live for 6 more minutes. So the last time it got wasted because Joe Blow was here and I read his comments in a Russian accent and verified that he's Russian and he's afraid to mention 3 churches in his area. Any one church. Name one church in your area. Name 3 churches in your area. My only viewer is afraid to mention. The only viewer that YouTube decided to show I was live is afraid to mention 3 churches in his area so I can call them up and let them know that they'll be replaced by the Church of Judas. Even name one. Only viewer who can't name any one church. We will get all the churches. We're going to start with the 3 churches in your area to honor you for trolling my live. 3 churches in your area. He says, get all churches. Your only view. Get all churches. Review, 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 review. Get all churches. Your only view. I am not a Christian. I know you're not a. It doesn't matter. Name 3 churches in your area where you live, because you're afraid to identify where you live, huh? Anyway, so if anybody else comes into the live, we can talk about TikTok of Oz. Put an O if you want to talk about Oz. Church of Judas to replace all patriarchy, Christianity, war, and Trumpism. Put a J if you want to talk about Judas. I just don't want to talk to the Trump-Putineer because I will get mean. I guess is the way to put it. I'll get mean. So if you want to talk about how TikTok of Oz replaces capitalism and money and war, put an O in comments. If you want to talk about how Church of Judas replaces war and Trumpism and Christianity, put a J in comments. I live in San Francisco. Oh my gosh. Is San Francisco, is it little San Francisco, like a suburb of St. Petersburg? Is it a suburb of St. Petersburg? I live in little San Francisco, St. Petersburg. I live in little San Francisco, St. Petersburg, Russia. I live in Putin's butthole. We know you're not a Christian. You live in San Francisco. Get mean. No, I'm not going to get mean. Go get mean, little Democrats. I'm not going to get mean. I'm not going to get mean on the San Francisco Trump-Putineer who can only type 2 words at a time. I'm not going to get mean because the San Francisco Trump-Putineer, Joe Blow, who can only type 2 words at a time, who has, let's make him real famous, who has 1 year activity on YouTube and no subscribers, has been on YouTube for a year with no subscribers, and it left comments about, I live in San Francisco. Hold on, I gotta screenshot that. Epic classic Trump-Putineer troll. Sounds like every single other Trump-Putineer troll anyone's ever. Message always hidden for review. Damn it. Stupid phone doesn't want a screenshot. Okay, so we'll shut it down again because Joe Blow ruined the live for everyone. Joe Blow ruined it for everyone by being a Trumpy piece of crap. Just like Trumpers ruin everything for everywhere all the time like that. But I won't get mean. No matter what happens, I will not get mean. I will get a little bit frustrated with the stinking... What's wrong with the screenshotter? Oh my gosh. Never mind, phone. Important. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. Another Trump-Putineer came in and decided to comment. I'm so sorry that that's what YouTube decides to show. No, you're not my friend, okay? He says, your only friend. Okay, maybe that got rid of him. Oh, no. No, is he still here? Is he still here? Did that not get rid of him? Well, I guess we have to shut it down anyway. The face of Democrats. Oh wait, I read all his comments in Russian. Like you, your only friend. Gentle, slow. Everyone. Hidden for review. Okay, anyway. All we got was Joe Blow. So I guess we'll hide his comments. Will that hide all of his comments? Oh, another moderator just handled this. The great part is when another moderator handles something and there's no one else here. Like, you can testify that there's no one else here. Okay, at least it screenshotted that. Let's do all Joe Blow's comments on a screenshot for... There we go. There we go. The phone was just broken for a little while there, but now it's fine. Anyway, we're going to shut this live down because Joe Blow ruined it, but we'll do another one. Or if you want to type O in comments for Oz if you want to know about TikTok of Oz. If you want to type J in comments for Judas if you want to know about Church of Judas. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. So anyway, we'll probably shut it down since we only got trolls in here. Again, thanks, YouTube. How useful you are.